cancer earlier.
Well, ever wonder why some people your age look younger or even older than you? There's a new study out there that finds that it could actually have something to do with your hair or skin color.
All right, joining us now, Dr. Doris Day, Clinical Associate Professor at NYU Medical Center. All right, spill the details here, because there are people who look old for their age, there are people that look young for age, and we're starting to figure out what makes you look good or older than you want to.
This is true. And if you look at data, in general, if you show people pictures, women tend to look a little bit older than their years to most people, and men tend to look a little bit younger than their years as we get older. So that's already one kind of point against us as women. But in this study done out of the Netherlands in Rotterdam, they looked at over 2,500 people and took away the idea of sun exposure, lines, wrinkles, and things like that, and judged people for how old they looked, what the perceived age was. And they noticed that if you take a 70-year-old with or without sun damage, one 70-year-old could be perceived as looking older than another 70-year-old, everything else being equal. And so then they looked at the genetic differences in these two people of the same age who had this difference in how they looked, and they found that there was this gene that also codes for hair color and skin color as one of the things that it does. Other things that that gene does is affect how your collagen improves after inflammation or wounding, and other effects of aging. And so that can affect your age by up to 2 years. So it doesn't mean you have to go out in the sun and say, oh, it's just in my genes, there's nothing I can do about it. You can't change your genetics, but you can change your behavior and give yourself the best chance.
So why were we looking at video of people getting makeup on and hair being done, flat iron? How does that relate?
Well, the same gene that helps code for hair color, the way your melanin is packaged to give your hair color, if you're missing or have a specific copy of that gene, you can look a year older. If you have a pair of that copy of that gene, you can look up to 2 years older. So it doesn't determine, I mean, if you look at someone's skin color, you can't tell if they have that gene or they don't have that gene. You really look at the people, but it is the gene that helps to code for skin and hair color.
There is a genetic basis for the people who
there
tend
is
to
a
look
genetic
younger.
basis. So and because you can't control your genes, you can't control that genetic basis. But as we get to understand, now we have a place to start to look for that genetic basis, look at other things that that gene does, and it really can also affect things like skin cancer and premature aging in terms of things that can be harmful to you and your overall health and well-being. So that gene is important. It controls skin, hair, and hair color, which is why we show the video, but it also affects how your collagen repairs after wounding and damaging. And so there's data that we're going to find in the future. We have a path to look down to help with rejuvenation. But for now, do everything within your power. Use your sun protection every day. Have your skin checked, and your local dermatologist has lots of tricks in our bag.
Oh yes, that's where you come in. You know all the tricks. It's right. It's true. That's what everybody wants. We need all these sort of tricks and twists in case we didn't take care of ourselves when we were younger and all that sort of stuff, which who did as well as you should have. So
nobody has to worry about a glaring sun today.
No, I know.
Or
Nick,
even kind of next week.
Today was actually, people were bundled up like it was like late winter today, I felt like.
And for good reason, because it was in the mid-50s much of the day, and even around 50 as you headed